City Bulletin. I am subject. As always, I have Robert,
Hello.
Sophia Falcone, and
Yeah.
Noah Vidi, Johnny Vidi. Oh,
I'm Johnny Vitti.
Everyone's favorite.
it's the
Why do I
only
have to be
character's
Johnny
name I could
Vitti?
remember. Besides Oz, of course. We're here to talk about episode 4. And it's kind of funny that this has a weird title. I'm guessing it's Italian or something.
Yeah.
Because we also just had Joker bullshit title come out.
Folie à Dieu.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bullshit title.
This is at least relevant. I think the title of this episode
This is arguably more relevant than that.
Way more relevant. No, the title of Joker 2, this is a tangent, but that doesn't fit with the narrative at all. But no, the title of this episode is something that Sophia says later in the dinner scene near the end of this. So
I must have missed that. So unfortunately I started this morning, not realizing it was a straight 51 minutes or 52 minutes, something like that. So I had to pause it and get ready for work, start going to work, and then finish it.
Yeah.
So the last 10 minutes of this are kind of hazy to me, and it was also 7 this morning. Noah, tell us about Sintani.
So this episode is the Sophia episode. Picks up right after where we left off in 3, where the Maronis jump Oz and Sophia, and they know that they've been played by Oz, and so we see Sophia's side of that, where she finds out that not only has Oz been playing both sides, playing her for a fool, she also finds out that he's the one that killed Alberto, which that's a reveal I didn't expect to get this early in the series, but here we are.
He can talk his way out of it. He's done it before.
Yeah. But right after that, Victor saves Oz, and then we basically go for most of the rest of the episode into a flashback of the events leading up to Sophia going into Arkham. And so she's being talked about, or the press is talking to her about the Hangman killer. The investigation kind of goes from there. We get Summer Gleason, who's a character that was featured heavily in Batman the Animated Series. Not a character I was expecting to see here, but pleasant surprise.
So I have to admit, when you said that this morning, just real quick, because I'm going to forget otherwise, I had a moment, because I didn't realize that was a Batman character. I thought you meant the actress Summer Glau.
Oh, yeah, from Firefly.
I don't remember seeing her in that episode.
That would have been fun if she showed up.
Yeah,
a Summer Gleason. Yeah, me neither.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, no, but this is mainly Sophia's episode where she's the main character, kind of going against what a lot of people, or what I've seen a lot of people thought the show would be at first, which is a complete character study of Oz in every episode. I like that we're getting a break from that, though, just because I want this development for Sophia. I don't know what you guys thought of that, dedicating a whole episode to another character besides Oz.
So funnily enough, and Robert's gonna argue with me here in a moment. This reminded me of The Last of Us episode 3, where we derail the plot, but the difference is it's a character that's important to the overall narrative of the show.
So is that one?
But it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. You bastard. Who is, I guess, assumedly going to be the primary antagonist to our protagonist. So no, I think this episode was necessary. And it's, funnily enough, I think it's kind of in the perfect place, because it also gets stuff done in the last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm really impressed by the efficiency of this show so far, how much it's able to get done each week. It also, it kind of has me worried, because I'm we're only halfway through the series. What else are we going to do in the last few episodes? But I'm still excited.
Yeah, so that is one thing that I'm still a little worried about. This has momentum to carry it into episode 5. But how in the hell are we going to do this for 3 episodes?
Yeah, I don't know. We can get more into predictions later, but if I had to guess, I think maybe we're going to slow down by the next episode just because it's a new status quo that we're in. So maybe we need more time to kind of go through that. And I also think that there's going to be an Oz flashback episode because I saw in one of the early trailers there's some shots of him as a kid. So I think he's probably going to get his own episode like this.
Interesting. So Robert, how did you feel about? I'm not even going to try to say the episode name.
It's all right.
Bethany. No, I thought it was great. She is once again wonderful. She's the real, besides Colin Farrell, the real standout performance of this series. This character is wonderfully complex and tragic, and this is a big episode where I'm glad we're doing these weekly and kind of giving our predictions ahead of time, because we kind of called it last time, where I had mentioned, like, that movie made a thing about Falcone liking to strangle women, and we all kind of pieced together, like, but I think it was you, John, correct me if I'm wrong, who said, like, oh, maybe Sophia took the fall again, took the fall for him. You were both right and wrong off that, because wow.
Not willingly. She was thrown under the bus.
Yeah. Thrown under the bus hard.
Yeah.
And his characterization is very consistent with that movie, even though this time it's Mark Strong. He does a great job. I wonder if that's all we're going to get of him, or if we're going to get a little more, but he is really good. So yeah, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the episode yet.
We're talking full spoilers, yeah.
Yeah. It's confirmed that Falcone was actually the hangman who killed these women and then staged their deaths, and when Sophia started suspecting him not only of that but also of her mother's death, that when he knew, oh, I can't trust you anymore, you're going to Arkham and I'm going to kill this reporter lady and put it on you. So that was shocking. Like, oh, hey, it's Summer Gleason, and who was, like, as you said, the reporter lady in many episodes of Batman the Animated Series, as basically not Vicky Vale. Like, I don't know if they just weren't allowed to use Vicky for some reason, but that's basically who she is in that show. And she's been referenced like a couple
I imagine
things
you wouldn't want to kill Vicky Vale off before Batman.
In this, like, that was shocking.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying, is you wouldn't use Vicky Vale because you don't want her to
right. No. I get why they use Summer.
I can see them using Vicky later. Yeah.
Although, so yeah, we get how Sophia was framed for that, and then her time at Arkham, and learning about Oz killing her brother, and then enacting her revenge on her family. And it's funny because we also were thinking, like, everyone was saying episode 4 was a big one, and we were all kind of predicting, like, does episode 4 end with a bloodbath? Like, I mean, not technically, but it does end with a lot of death.
It's not graphic.
This is not an inconsequential episode.
It's not gory or anything, but there is a lot of death in this episode, and we are in a completely different status quo now.
Yes.
Yeah. This episode legitimately made me angry, but that's because it was effective.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her in a way. Can't think I've felt bad for a comic book character in a long time. And is this the first time we actually get to see, like, what it's like to be an Arkham inmate?
To this extent on screen, I think so.
In live action, yeah. I think this, I was talking about Austin with this earlier. I think this might be the most we see of Arkham in any live action continuity, at least in the films, because this is connected to a film.
Yeah.
We probably see more of it in Gotham, but I also don't know that show very well.
Not like there's nothing interesting there. This is you can tell from scene 1, is a corrupt institution. And it's heartbreaking in the ways that corruption is used against her. Like, oh, your doctors, sentenced you to be not suitable for trial. What?
Yeah.
Did you ask
Now,
anyone out there?
this was something I was thinking about while watching it, because she has that line where, this doctor is probably working for my father. Do you guys think that was the case, or is he just
Absolutely.
a terrible, corrupt doctor anyway? And
No, he's definitely, he has to be working for the dad.
And
Yeah.
he's kind of a deep cut Easter egg. What was his name? Ventress?
Ventress, yeah.
Yeah, that's like a villain. That's a real obscure villain from back in the day, who's I think loosely adapted in an episode of Batman in the animated series, the Invisible Man episode. But that guy's called Floyd
Oh, okay.
Ventrix or something like that. So this the character hasn't been adapted a lot. But when they said that name, I was like, that's really specific. That's got to be a reference to something. And
Okay.
we also get Magpie.
Yep.
So
Not for very long.
Just to add on what you said, that is Mirror Man.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think he's gone by.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that was supposed to be somebody.
I didn't either.
And then I don't remember if it was on this show or on another channel where one of us jokingly said like, "Oh, maybe Magpie will be the villain in the Batman 2," and I guess this shatters those expectations.
That had to be Noah or you. I've never seen.
Yeah, I don't. That wasn't me.
I don't care about Magpie, but it was nice to see her for a second.
Is she the one
No,
that's
yeah.
like that kills herself?
No, she's
No.
her in the cell next to her.
Oh,
Who
the
then-
annoying girl.
Yes,
Yes.
who
Okay.
Sophie ends up killing or crippling.
Although there's an
she's
interesting
definitely
kind of
dead.
juxtaposition that the very system that is now being used to mistreat her is also the system that got her the life that she had, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, with Sophia's character now, we have the whole picture. I guess you could say early on, like her biggest character flaw, I guess you could say, is just her naivete. Because she could still, when she's younger, when she can rationalize, like, yeah, I know my father's a criminal, but I think he's a good man. He does his best. I don't think he did these horrible things. But then when the evidence starts to point that direction, she can't look away. So, if anything, her naivete is probably her biggest weakness. But also, like, she's what, like 22? Like, this is just the life she grew up in. Like, who of us could say
Yeah.
we would have turned out any better? And then we see her just get royally screwed over and change through this experience in Arkham. So when you get to the end of this episode, you're like, yeah, you're kind of rooting for her, because I'm a sucker for a story where these people are essentially, in my opinion, responsible for this monster that they created. Like, she doesn't literally say, I'm the Hangman now, but that's kind of what happens, right? It's like, oh, you have all
Yeah.
decided I'm this monster and have turned me into this, so I guess I'm just gonna own it now.
Yeah.
And you can't blame
Yeah.
her.
No.
And it's something I picked up on too. Is in the flashbacks, she seems normal because she is just like a
Mhm.
normal person. And when you go back and watch the leading up episodes, it's almost like her experience in Arkham made her a bit crazier.
Right.
Like
I
that
would go
broke
this
her.
far. So before this episode, I liked her, but I was like, she's as good as as an antagonist. But I'm clearly still rooting for Oz. Now I don't know. I don't know who I want to win.
Yeah, I like them both, and they're competing for my favorite character in the show. Like I like them both.
This actress is so good. It's astounding that an actress I only know from a sitcom can give a performance like this.
Oh
And
yeah.
she won't be nominated for any awards. Watch.
Oh,
she
better.
deserves an Emmy. I don't think she'll
She
get
better
one,
be.
but
It's gonna be a Ray Seahorn and Better Call Saul thing where she was
yeah.
never
Oh
nominated.
god, that was absurd.
Yeah.
I like that this is still kind of timeless. Like they're using shock therapy.
Yeah. That's very archaic, but they're using it in the year 2022.
Yeah, I buy
Or-
that in Gotham. I
Yeah.
buy that in Arkham.
Or I guess 2012 because she was in there for 10 years.
That's true.
Oh god.
We
I
also
forgot.
get
forgot it's supposed to be 10 years.
Yeah.
We also get a
months.
we also get a little cameo from Kinsey, like the corrupt detective who I think arrests her, and I think he's the guy in the Batman movie who Catwoman almost kills on the roof. Who
Yeah.
got her friend killed. I think that's that
I
guy.
recognize
So,
the name.
yeah, so I like that connective tissue.
Well, you know what else is wild? I didn't think about this till somebody pointed this out to me. This is Selina's sister.
Yes.
Yep. Her half
And
sister.
I don't know if they'll ever get to meet face to face, but
I kind of want them to
it would be
meet,
cool.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Sophia's
keep
making
her
it.
alive.
Falcons are dropping like flies in the show.
Yeah.
Reeves, keep her alive and put her in the Batman 2.
I would love that.
She can be the main villain. Why not?
But I think our prediction is coming true. This is the end of like the organized crime in Gotham, and we're moving into the super villains and.
Yeah, because what we're and you guys are saying, I don't know if we can fill 4 episodes. I mean, remember, we're gonna have kind of a 3-way battle between Oz's crew, Sophia, and the Maronis. Remember, the Maronis are still players, so like that
I
is
don't
a
trust
lot.
that we don't get rid of the Maronis next episode.
I mean, we might.
We might. Yeah.
We got rid of the Falcons in like a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
to go back a bit, do we want to talk about Mark Strong as Falcone? Because I thought he was really good. It was kind of strange casting
him from the start.
Yeah, because he's good. I really like John Turturro.
I do too. That kind of recasting, I'm not gonna say it's like a problem, but it's a little distracting.
Yeah, I have that. It's just a little jarring. I think they're both good. And I'm guessing Turturro was just busy with something else and couldn't do it. So it is what it is.
I think they made Transformers 7.
I think they made him look enough like the movie version. That's like the look is fine for me. The thing that always threw me off is Mark Strong has a very different voice than John Turturro does. Even he's doing an accent here, like he's actually like Scottish in real life, but even still, like it sounds too different.
And Mark Strong would have been perfect casting for Falcone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But and the writing is consistent, like this is a very evil Falcone. I think more so than Long Halloween and Year One, where he's just a complicated criminal. Here, like in the Batman, he's arguably the main villain of that movie, or at least the villain who's responsible for the most stuff that happens.
He's the mastermind. Riddler is still the villain.
Well, right, of course.
And then we learn he's a serial killer, so you know, even more evidence to hate him.
Did that feel retroactive to you guys, or did that fit organically with the Batman?
It just kind of adds extra context to that movie. I think it just builds off of it.
We set up enough of that in the Batman, because remember he killed Selina's mom, and then he killed Selina's friend, and then attempted to kill Selina. So this has been established that this is his thing, and like I said, he's very evil, not particularly sympathetic.
If we're getting more flashbacks, screw the Penguin one. Give me a flashback about the Maronis, just so I can have what's his name?
More Clancy Brown.
Yeah, it's Clancy Brown for
I'm down. Yeah,
Mr. Krabs.
I
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name there for a second.
But I thought, back to kind of the early stuff, I thought Colin Farrell in some ways got more screen time than I expected, because you get a lot of him in the first act, but it's always from Sophia's perspective. And then once she goes to Arkham, he's just out of the picture, and it plays out very organically. For him being the title character of the show, I still think you get enough of him in this episode. It's not like he's in it for just 2 seconds. Like if we got a whole episode without him, I think that would be a mistake, but I think he's represented just enough here. And that bombshell that now she knows that he killed Alberto, and setting up the consequences of that. And I thought his flashback scenes with him were really cool. I like that we got to see what their dynamic was like. We saw him with more hair. He looked a little younger, seeing him as her driver. I like that we got to see a bit of what their relationship was like before she went to Arkham.
And we got to see that he did play a role in her getting sent there because he's the one that tells Falcone, "Hey, she's talking to
Now,
this reporter."
now, and I wanted to ask you guys about that. Do you think he just, because I can't trust this guy and I want to like him, but do you think he just told Falcone, "Hey, Sophia's talking to this reporter, you need to do something," or do you think he partially concocted this scheme with Falcone in terms of framing her and getting it?
I think he saw a chance and took it. I do
Yeah,
believe him when he says he didn't know what they were going to do,
I want to believe him.
but I think he took advantage.
Mhm. But when, and again, this is me probably wanting to like him too much, but when she's arrested and I think that surprise is genuine. I don't think
Well,
he
that's what I'm
expected
saying. Is
that.
I don't think he knew what they were going to do,
Mhm.
but he did still take advantage of it to use it to gain power.
Mhm.
Because you say you want to like him, but the point is that it's not black and white. Like, he did an awful thing, but I like him because he did that. But I also feel bad for her. It's a gray
Mhm.
area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you see a little bit more complexity to their relationship in this because I do overall get the sense that they cared about each other, or you know, at least like were friendly and respected each other. But because you have that little exchange at the beginning where he's like, "Oh yeah, you know," he kind of insinuates that isn't happy with driving her, and he thinks it's a shitty job, and she's like, "Ah, no, I get it." And then later, she kind of like snaps at him and says, "All you are is my driver," or something like
Mhm.
that. And I think that's the moment where he is more okay with betraying her, even if he didn't
Right.
fully plan to do so. That's, you know, because of that tension, he that's why he made that decision, or part of why he made that decision.
There's so much rich baggage between these two characters, and their history is so deep that it's already at that point where neither one could even like really say like, well, who was the first one to really betray the other? You know, or
Mhm.
like when did this fall apart? I don't think either of them could even say. It's just
I mean, I
mistakes that
think
they
it's pretty
made
clear
on
that it
both
was at
ends.
the moment that he got her sent to Arkham. I just wanted to mention real quick as well because I was looking. This is directed by Helen Shaver, who has done a bunch of shit. Some of it good, some of it not so good. Um,
Okay,
wait a minute, where'd it go?
he's found something.
Oh, Apparently, she's an actress too. She was in the original Amityville Horror.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
okay, interesting. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with the director
Um,
when her name came up, but she did a good job.
Yeah, everyone behind the scenes has been really solid. The show has had very consistent quality.
yeah.
Yeah.
So directing wise, sorry, I didn't realize that she was an actress too. So I was like, what is all this stuff? But directing wise, it looks like she's done a lot of TV. She did this episode of The Penguin. She did that Quantum Leap reboot, or an episode on there.
Oh, forgot about that.
Elementary, Rain, Law and Order. So like she's done. Apparently, there was a Poltergeist TV show that she was involved with too.
I forgot about
Okay.
that one.
First I've heard of this.
Yeah, it was a Showtime show called Poltergeist: The Legacy, and it ran for 4 seasons. How am I just learning of this?
We're starting it tonight. We're gonna binge it for the
We'll
for
do
the
it
other
on
channel.
Haven of
I
Horror.
didn't like the
Yeah.
first movie that much. It's
Tough.
fine, but anyway, yeah, no, this is easily my favorite episode, and that shocks me because Penguin is barely in it.
I'm really torn. It's like I want to say the first one's still my favorite, but man, this one's good. It's
Yeah.
I
they're
think
doing very
this
different
is-
things.
Take notes,
This is my
writers of The
favorite.
Last of Us. This is how you do a flashback episode about a side character.
I mean, that was good too.
Yeah, that's a
I
bit
was-
debate
they're
for
doing
you
different
guys.
things.
I have no context for that.
We're gonna make you watch that, Noah. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is probably my favorite episode so far. I think the pilot is a damn good pilot, though. I
It
think
is a
that's one of
damn
the
good
like,
pilot.
yeah, that's like one of the key like recent examples of a perfect pilot, I'd say. But I think that maybe that's my second favorite so far. We should do a ranking of every episode
The
once we get to
of
the end of the
Penguin
series.
episodes.
Yeah. Once we get to the end of the series, that'd be fun.
This makes me want to watch other stuff that this actress has been in because I've only seen her in How I Met Your Mother.
No, she's great in
Um,
Palm Springs. You know that's a romantic comedy.
I want to
but,
watch that.
She's fantastic in it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to watch
forgot you
that
told
because
me
I know
about
that she's got a bigger role in that. I've only seen her in like small supporting roles, like she's in season 2 of Fargo, and she's pretty good in that. And she's in The Wolf of Wall Street. She's Jordan Belfort's first wife.
Oh.
He leaves.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
He leaves Sophia Falcone for Harley Quinn.
I thought for a second there you said Sophia Falcone left someone for Harley Quinn. It was very
And,
confusing.
and he gets arrested by Green Lantern.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is in that?
No, the other one.
The new Green Lantern, Kyle Chandler.
Anyway,
But
yeah, I
no,
mean-
I like. Oh, go on.
I don't have a whole lot other to say. Just that this is rough, but like in the best possible way. We finally get to see what a corrupted Gotham system looks like. That's my big issue, kind of retroactively with the Nolan movies. We're always told the system is corrupt, and then like Falcone owns the judges and the police, but like we don't see much
Yeah.
of it. We get like
We
a
really
closing scene
see-
with Flash.
I think we see enough of that in Begins. At least for
Yeah.
that story.
It's
You like
explored in
falafel?
greater. It's explored in greater depth in this show, and
Yeah.
we really see how it affects Arkham, especially in just how much of a shithole that place is.
Well, also,
I-
it would have been so easy to give Sophia like a backstory of mental illness. It's even more of a gut punch that it's like, no, this is just a lie her whole family
no,
told about her.
And that's
And,
something else
like-
that we need to emphasize. It's not just her dad, her entire family, except her brother.
And he's like, her father calls him soft. I think he was just like, because I think Falcone knows, like, oh, Alberto's never gonna really stand up to me, so like he can visit Sophia, whatever. It's like, it's fine. Like, I don't care. And of course, and then it tracks that after Falcone dies is when Alberto's pretty easily able to get her out of Arkham because the rest of the family probably just isn't paying attention or, is dealing
Yeah.
with other stuff. So that all tracks. And like you guys said, it's very clear that with her experience at Arkham, it's like, no, Arkham makes you crazy. It doesn't cure you.
no.
She
it makes
comes
you
out
worse.
much worse than who she was when she went in. And like the tone, like the pitch of her voice is so different when she does the flashbacks when she's younger. Like she plays like early 20s very authentically. And then after Arkham, it's like, oh, now you can see just how jaded and kind of messed up she is from that
Yeah.
experience. And you don't blame her.
She does a great job in playing those two different roles and kind of like separating those performances.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess before we can go, what did you guys think of Arkham itself? This is the most we see of it in this universe because we saw a little bit of it in the Batman. This gave me the idea of what the Arkham show would have looked like because it's very creepy and it kind of fits that haunted house vibe that I think Matt Reeves said in an interview, kind of described it as.
Yeah, for sure. We don't get to see a lot of it. And my preferred Arkham would be a bit more gothic, but like it's fine. And we barely got to see any of it in that movie. In that movie, we just saw like a hallway and a cell.
Mhm.
So we really do get to
But
spend
I mean,
more
we
time
also
there.
got the best scene of the movie in Arkham Asylum.
Uh,
What have you done?
no, that stuff's all great, and all the doctors are great. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Shithole.
Yeah, it's just awful. And the doctor who's actually nice to her, who then is kind of her therapist when she's out of Arkham. I don't know where we're gonna go with that guy.
Well,
He's probably not gonna survive
Not
this
just
show.
that. Isn't the idea that he's part of how she escapes, or like gets out?
No, I think what she said was that he quit, but that was before she got out. So
Yeah.
she said something to the effect, I think, of like, "Oh, well, you abandoned me, but then I got out, and now you're trying to help me out, or something like that.
But then how
But
did
he's
she get
also like
out?
the only Alberta.
Alberta.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
Alberta?
got her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was after Falcone died, so everyone else was kind of paying attention to other stuff, and he was pretty easily able to get her released.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like this Arkham fine enough. I do also think this has an interesting potential ending for this series if Matt Reeves is determined to just do a trilogy, where you would end this by showing Bruce has completely revitalized the system. Arkham Asylum is working now. The corruption is gone. I think that would be an interesting way to kind of call back to this when we get to the Batman Part 3.
Especially since they made his mom a big part of Arkham, that the institution was kind of built for her or for her family. And that's something I wish came up more. I wish that came up more in that movie. So maybe in the sequels we can address that more. But yeah, I think that'd be a great to close things out. And if you wanted a riff on Arkham Asylum, it would be cool if the third movie in this trilogy was just Batman locked up in this Arkham, having to deal with all the villains he's put there
The
over
only
the
way
course
I
of
will
these
accept
movies.
that is if we get Titan Joker at the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that Joker all jacked up and
yeah.
And Arkham is a place that we just hardly ever get to go to in the movies. You know, we get it in Begins, and then we don't really go there again.
We mentioned it again, do we?
Probably like mentioned once or twice.
No, so there is a deleted scene for Rises.
About
I think
Joker
that's only in the novelization where Arkham is all but abandoned, and they, for some reason, have just locked the Joker up in this abandoned asylum. It's the dumbest thing.
But yeah, it's weird that we hardly ever get to go there in the movies.
Don't
so
worry,
it's
Jesse
nice
Eisenberg's Lex Luthor is going to Arkham.
Nah, he's already out.
Ding 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 ding.
That entirely happened off screen.
He's Lex Luthor. Fine. Okay, Robert, do you have any final thoughts that you want to mention, or anything else we should talk about?
The ending's great. I loved her speech with her family, just telling them all "screw you," and then at the end when she is leading her cousin's daughter out, I was like, okay, she's clearly sparing her, and this is gonna end with everyone dying, but I don't know how. And what they did with the gas was really simple and really
so
clever.
Comic booky.
Very comic booky, except she spares Johnny V, so obviously she's gonna use him for something. But I'm like, God damn it, I'm just ready for that guy to die.
About that.
Yeah, I had a question about that. Like, the gas didn't reach his room. I guess
His window was open.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
Okay. I also didn't see
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. But I think she's gonna use him to get more information about what Oz is doing and trying to get the whole picture and all that stuff. If they take him out in the next episode, I'm not gonna complain. But the actor's great though.
Yeah. Noah, any final thoughts or anything else that you want to talk about?
Final thoughts is just I feel really bad for Sophia, but yeah, I was rooting for her that whole last half of the episode. I was like, what's she gonna do? Like, what's her plan? And her plan was glorious. And I do like that scene of her like going through the mansion with the gas mask, and you just like see all of the like dead bodies. It's just like, oh yeah, it's cathartic after watching all of the like torture that she went through in that episode. So I think it ends on a great note and leaves me really excited to see the war between her and Oz, even though I love both characters. So it's maybe my favorite episode so far.
Okay. You guys pretty much echoed on my final thoughts. Just this is brutal, terrifying, horrifying, sad. Best episode. But yeah. Robert, I have a little game I want to play before we go. I've already shared this with Noah, so he knows. I don't know if you. I hope you don't know. We're gonna play a game. Guess what IGN gave this episode?
Oh God. Well, considering their inconsistency, I'm gonna be generous to them and guess that they gave this one an 8 out of 10. This is probably the highest. They're right. Oh no, God! Did they give it a 5?
Too low.
Too low.
6.
Too low.
7.
Yes.
Wait, one more. Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So Yeah, sure. 7 out of 10 episode. I guess it's fine.
John sent me the article. I skimmed it a bit, and there was something like, "This might be this is the episode that some people may say jumps the shark," and I'm just like, "Huh?
What?"
This is where things
Oh,
get
wait,
interesting, and it was already great before. So
And obviously, we know that the person who reviewed the whole show is a different person from the one who's reviewing it weekly. It's just so funny where it's like the Penguin 5, and then each episode it's like 7. It's like when does this turn into a 5?
Wait, okay, so question. Was last episode, because I only watched each episode once. Last episode wasn't a flashback episode, right?
No.
It opens
you
with the
had-
flashback with Victor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Their quote: 2 flashback episodes in a row really put a huge damper on the Penguins' momentum.
Oh my
But
god.
it's a standalone story. Sintani literally delves into the psyche of Sophia Falcone and humanizes and recontextualizes the new mafia Don.
Did you miss how the entire last episode was about Oz? It was also
I get
about
that.
Victor, but
I get that art is subjective, but you can review things wrong, and that's reviewing something wrong. Or just being blatantly
Yeah.
incorrect. But yeah, like, I don't know if this is a 10 out of 10 episode for me. It's probably a 9 out of 10. Like, I'd have to go back and see what else, but like, it's a solid contender for maybe best episode of television I've seen this year. I don't know if I'm ready to say that because I have to look back at some other stuff I've seen, but it's up there. Like, this is definitely one of the best episodes of television, and the pilot that I've seen from any show this year. But yeah, 7.
6.5.
But the real question is it going to be a 5 out of 10 show like that other guy gave it at IGN?
No, I
Yeah.
predict that they're gonna keep giving this thing like a 6 or a 7.
Well, no,
Well,
because
can we
somebody
play-
else has already reviewed the season, and then they have another guy doing episode by episode.
Yeah.
So their season review is a 5, but every episode from this other guy is like 7, 8, 7, 7.
Yeah. Can we play this game every week?
We
Just,
should.
Sure.
Guess the review.
We should. And I'll start sending it to you as well so you can play along.
Okay. Yeah. I won't look it up.
Well, I was wrong. I failed. We'll see if
Well,
I do
Robert,
better.
while we're here, because I didn't literally say what they were, let's see. Can you guess what they gave the pilot?
I think they gave a pilot a 7 or an 8. I think.
I actually don't remember what they gave it. I think they gave it a little bit higher than a 7.
Yeah, I'm guessing the pilot's like the highest rating they
What was the
given.
name of the pilot?
After Hours.
Okay. So they gave that an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
It
They
takes the
gave
baton from the
episode
Batman and runs
2.
with it, slowed only slightly by a smaller budget and a hefty amount of setup. What?
No. Okay.
I love TV shows that don't have setup in their first episode. Those are the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did they give episode 2?
They definitely gave that a lower rating.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a 6, maybe a 7.
I'm gonna say I'll guess 5.
They gave it a 7. The sophomore episode of The Penguin doesn't always live up to the promise of the premiere, but stellar performance and 10 action prop inside man up.
Okay.
So
What
then
promise
3,
did it not live up to?
3. I'm guessing they gave it a 6. Then I'm guessing that's the lowest one so far.
I'll say they gave it a 7.
They gave it an 8.
Okay.
3 was good. They gave 3 an 8, but this one a 7. How
And
do you
this
do
one-
that?
Yeah. I
This
don't
one
know.
we could complain about it being inconsistent because it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This
ridiculous.
is the Penguin and it's most introspective, with heavy dialogue and a much needed focus on Victor that lays emotional groundwork for the ensuing chaos. Now that all the
a
secrets
much needed focus on Victor next episode. Too many flashbacks.
Yeah, I was gonna
Stop
say. Didn't they complain that we're not focusing on Oz?
it.
Did we just forget how TV is structured?
It's not like this is an ensemble cast or anything. This isn't even that big of an ensemble.
Oh,
It's
like
pretty
3 people.
focused. Yeah.
Anyway, that was us catching up on what did IGN bullshit out. Robert, Noah, as always, it's been fun. We will be back
Thank you.
this Thursday, Robert and I, with some Silent Hill, or until, no wait, what are we doing this Thursday?
We're doing, well, and Noah might join us for this. We are doing a commentary on Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island
Oh yeah.
because it's short and currently streaming on Max. And after that, we're going to play it until dawn.
Okay, Zombie Island and then Until Dawn. We got too many things going on.
It's like Nova, baby.
Friday. What are we doing Friday?
What are we
the
doing
bur-
Friday?
The Burning
The
commentary.
Burning commentary,
And then we're going to try to squeeze something else in after that.
and we'll do something else even if it's just me and Robert. Maybe play Dead by maybe we'll play something or watch something. Yeah.
Oh, we were going to review that Dracula comic.
Oh yeah.
You've read
shit.
that, right?
Yeah, I gotta reread it though.
Yeah.
I got time.
We've got time.
But anyway, have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Later.